What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Grey Talks Wrestling. Hope you're all doing well. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button if you're new around here and you like what I do. And thank you for everyone that has done so far, helping this channel grow. It's time for another retro review. It's time to talk about WCW Spring Stampede. Get the mash, get the onion gravy, because, ladies and gentlemen, they served up a whole host of top quality bangers. Okay, my only complaint is that some of the finishes of this match were a bit iffy, a bit suspect, didn't taste quite right. But other than that, arguably this show has to go down as one of the best of all time. Easily one of the best in 1994. The best I've watched so far. I mean, the undercard was pretty decent. Let's have it right. You've got Johnny B. Bad up against Diamond Dallas Page. Johnny B. Bad, very entertaining. Diamond Dallas Page starting to find himself, starting to find his feet as a professional wrestler now. He's been doing it for about a year or two. And yeah, this was a decent, okay match. 5 minutes, entertaining. What can you not like as an opener? Then you get Lord Steven Regal against Brian Pillman, or Flying Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I think about Flying Brian. If you've been watching my reviews, my retro reviews, this guy was carrying WCW. He was the standout star. He was the MVP. And you know what I thought about Steven Regal? Match after match, banger after banger. Every single match he has had has been top class since he arrived in WCW. And if you put these two together, surely it's going to be magic. And it was. Could it be magic now? It's like Gary Barlow settings all over the place. It was very, very good. And of course, TV title rules. This ends in a time limit draw, which means Steven Regal retains his title yet again. If you like your hardcore wrestling, then you're going to love this match, because they absolutely beat the shit out of each other. The Nasty Boys versus Cactus Jack and Max Payne. There must have been some heat between these two teams. The Nasties must not have liked Jack and Max, because they beat the fuck out of them. The Nasties were extreme before extreme was cool. Let's have it right. This match, man, way ahead of its time. And yeah, they just beat the fuck out of each other with anything they could find. Dropping through tables, throwing each other, battering each other with shovels. Sickening finish. Jack just getting his head caved in with a shovel. What the hell? Just brutal match. Absolutely brutal. This show had everything. If you like your professional wrestling, you know, your mat wrestling, it had that with your Regal and your Pillman. It had your hardcore wrestling, it had your entertaining wrestling, it had all sorts, high flying, had everything you could want. When you get Steve Austin versus the Great Muta, right? What? Steve Austin versus Great Muta. How could they not see Steve Austin was an absolute star in 1994? What were they smoking? How did they drop the ball with this guy? Must be one of the major fuck-ups from WCW is the way they handled Steve Austin. This was a great match. Classic match. Only problem again, the finish. DQ. Muta threw Steve Austin over the top rope. I hated that rule. What a shit rule. DQ by being thrown over the top rope. Are you having a laugh? Anyway, Steve Austin retains his United States heavyweight title. How they dropped the ball with this guy, I'll never know. I'll never know, because he's just had banger after banger after banger. Everything they've given him, he's just knocked out the park. I'm glad they did, though, because we would never have got Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Jesus, WCW, man. What were they doing back then? Then we get Sting versus Rick Rude. Excellent match. Two legends. Absolute banger of a match. Sting gets the win. Again, the finish lets it down. Harley Race getting involved, coming in the ring, and the shitty chair shot to Rick Rude while he's trying to do the Rude Awakening. Sting ducks, and why are you trying to do that? He had him in the Rude Awakening. For some reason, Harley Race felt the need to get in the ring and try and hit Sting with the chair as well. Ridiculous. Made no sense. Harley Race getting involved where he really didn't need to. Again, a good match ruined by a crappy finish. What are they doing? Who's booking the finishes? Most important part of each match, unfortunately, is the finish. The build-ups for all the matches were really good and built up nicely, and then the finish let it all down. It's why this show, while very, very good, isn't one of the best of all time. We get Bunkhouse Buck defeating Dustin Rhodes in a Bunkhouse Rules match. I suppose Bunkhouse should be winning the Bunkhouse Rules match. But Dustin Rhodes again. Another talent that they just squandered. I suppose it was because of the moving of who was the booker. I think Flair takes over and obviously taking a shot at Dusty maybe on his way, Dusty's way out of being the booker. But yeah, they just dropped the ball with Dustin because phenomenal talent. They really could have done more with him. Having great matches. Every show I've watched and every match I've seen of Dustin Rhodes in the 90s has been phenomenal. Suppose living under the shadow of his dad really didn't help a lot. If his name wasn't Rhodes, he may have stood a chance. Like leaving the WCW was the best thing that could have happened to him. Going to the WWF, becoming Gold Dust. Getting as far away from Dusty Rhodes as possible. Getting out of that shadow. And unfortunately, in WCW, he was always going to be in the shadow of his dad. And that was the problem. Vader versus the Boss. Still calling him the Boss now. How they getting away with that, how they got away with it, I'll never know. Like, gimmick infringement, man. Surely Vince was suing their asses for this. Surely. Complete rip-off of the Boss, man. They just took the man off and, yeah, there you go, the Boss. A very good match, though. Two of the best big men of all time. Of all time, without doubt. Vader, the Boss man. Yeah, very good. I enjoyed it. Again, the finish was a bit sloppy. Harley Race getting involved afterwards. Didn't need that. And Boss Man just beating the shit out of him with the nightstick. Other than that, yeah, it was okay. Good big man match. I enjoyed it. Two big men going at it. Two of the best big men of all time. Then you get a classic to end the show. Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat yet again. They went over 30 minutes. And it ends in a double pin, which I'm happy with. It's fine. Considering the other finishes on this show, this wasn't the worst one. But yeah, just a classic match again. Proving why these two were two of the best to ever lace boots, to ever step in the ring. Phenomenal match. A very good show. I can understand why people say this is one of the best of all time. And it's ranked up there quite highly. Just some of the finishes were a bit dodgy, in my opinion. But overall, the action was fantastic. The matches were really, really good. A high standard of professional wrestling. Really enjoyable. And I would definitely recommend it. If you want to go back and watch this show that happened on this day, then go check it out. WCW 1994 Spring Stampede. A good show. Thank you everyone that's watched. Please smash that subscribe button down below and I'll see you next time. Stay lucky everyone.